All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Three-Digit World Cup 2026. I'm here with a match between Brazil and Iberia. Iberia, a combination team between Spain and Portugal. I'm Dio, and for the moment, I'll be casting alone. I may or may not be joined by somebody a little bit later on, but for now, I will be casting alone. So hopefully, going to be getting somebody else in here very shortly. These two teams are seeded right next to each other out of the qualifiers. It is seed 8 versus seed 9 in this matchup. So we are in for a treat here. This is the closest matchup on paper in the round of 16 weekend. I am super excited to be able to cast this one.
Hello?
And looks like I'm going to be joined by JackPaX. How's it going, man?
Yeah, I just saw the stream ping and I'm like, okay, I'm the only one available. Hello? Very sudden. I didn't expect to be here, but okay. I did say that I was able to commentate this match in the sheet, so I guess I kept my word.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this one. This is the closest matchup on paper for any of the matches this weekend. It's seed 8 versus seed 9. I've been doing a lot of stream setup as the person also streaming this match, so I haven't had the chance to look too deep at the qualifier results.
Oh,
but
wait, so you're also the one with the client?
I am also the one with the client.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have real-time crash outs. Also,
Oh, we get real-time crash outs. Oh yeah, I'm no stranger to that. No stranger to that.
So, note to self, I always need to use data when I commentate. My bad.
It happens. But yeah, getting everything's going to be a Nomad 4 ban here for Iberia. Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay. Remembering my controls for the abandoned picks from last year's Tosu client. I think I use this client like once a year here, so forgive me if I make any mistakes. Just yell at me in chat and I will fix them. Yeah, honestly, like very close scores across the entire qualifiers for both these teams. Couple of exceptions: the Nomad 4, big advantage for Brazil; the Hidden 1, big advantage for Brazil; the Hard Rock 1, big advantage for Iberia; the Hard Rock 2, advantage for Brazil; and then Iberia is slightly better on both DTs out of the qualifiers. So how do you like, just looking at the map pool, how do you expect those kinds of advantages to play out from the quals pool into round of 16?
Well, I mean, HR1 was the super mechanics. Well, not mechanics, it was this mixed map that it was just a one of a kind. And I don't really see anything similar to that in this pool that they could really get the advantage on. But what I think Iberia will be able to bank on is their consistency overall as a roster, because their team, notably Spain in the OSU World Cup and Portugal as well, in the same tournament, if you watch them play groups, they were consistent. They were getting upsets left and right, and just Portugal missed out barely on making it out of the group. I think both of the matches that they did lose was 5-3, and they had Rafamat and WhatsApp on that team, who were major carries for Portugal, while Spain had Escudillo, Tony, most notably, Hirata and Taiko were very impressive in their qualifier showing. And Izzy has been a mainstay for Brazil these past few years with countless amazing carry performances. So I'm excited to see what they pull off here on this easier pool. I feel like Brazil could also flex their muscles. Oh, also notably, Brazil have Monte here for this match, I believe, which they didn't for the qualifiers.
Now that'll also definitely help them out here. Early miss for WhatsApp on the side of Iberia. 2 Portuguese players, 1 Spaniard there for Iberia on this map, but unfortunately WhatsApp finding the only miss so far within the first quarter of the map though, so still quite a lot of time, and honestly some first map shakes and jitters it looks like for a couple of these players, especially Hirata looking a little bit shaky there for Brazil. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see, you know, on an aim pick especially, those first map jitters are yeah, they're coming through.
He literally went off a circle. He literally went off and came back. What did I see? What did Escrew miss on? Okay, Escrew on the bottom right missed on 0 in the middle of the map. That is horrible for Iberia.
Yeah, and that, I mean, right in the middle of the map as well. Like you said, that is not going to be good for their team score. And Brazil so far kind of taking up that early consistency mantle here in this match. It is the first map. It is their first pick, of course. But yeah, what a start here. There goes Hirata, does finally find the break. So it is going to be a little bit better now for Iberia, but it is still 2 full combos to 1. WhatsApp is on a much better supporting
No!
Never mind.
Not anymore.
My bad, bro.
Not anymore. Commentator curse strikes again. And it's looking like Iberia is faltering here on this DT1, but honestly, it might be nerves. Escrew missed on like a stack, which could be looting even. And WhatsApp just shaking off the circle, quite literally. I saw that happen in real time. But Brazil now, knowing that they're in the driver's seat, it is Rafamat's FC against Izzy and Taiko's. And even if both the Brazilians break, I doubt that this will ever go over.
Yeah, no, a nearly 500k score lead. It's a pretty big one at this point. So I think Brazil have this one in the bag. Very, very well done from Taiko and Izzy. Taiko does find, oh wow, both of them find breaks right at the end of the map. That's crazy.
3 million though.
Yeah, I mean, 3 million team score. It's pretty hard to beat. Nice FC from Rafamat. Nice chokes from Taiko and Izzy. And I mean, even the third score there for Brazil, right? Hirata still outscoring both Escrupulio and WhatsApp with that 99.48 one miss. Yeah, 6-100 is the best stack in the lobby. So Brazil looking very good on that DT1.
I mean, had Escrew not missed on that stack, I think it would not have mattered. BPN. And also on the higher star maps due to the skill set nature. But we have seen teams struggle on this before.
Now It's kind of a tricky one, right? It's a much more speed-focused map. It's also kind of techy. So it is a little bit less straightforward as a pick, a little bit less mechanics-focused. But I do like this sort of pick for Iberia here, right? Just going back to the qualifier results, what we have in the context of this tournament and these map pools, right? Both DT1 and DT2 better for Iberia than for Brazil, and by significant margins. I'm talking 450k and actually 450k both times on both DT1 and 2 for Iberia in the qualifiers over Brazil. So this is the one true speed pick in the pool, really. And Iberia is going to try to take advantage of it here.
Brazil could get thirded on this map, to be honest. But I could also be wrong. Maybe we see Monty come in, because they did not have him for quals. But I don't know how good he is on these early stage super speed maps. It's kind of that skill set that isn't too traveled upon if you don't really play it. Like, there are multiple archetypes of players, and if you don't really play speed and solo, it's going to be hard to get a good score on this consistently, at least. With good act. We're going to be seeing Monty come in.
Yeah, and indeed we do see Monty come in, formerly Montemoru, alongside Teiko and Hirata, both playing the previous map as well. Rafamat staying in from the previous match for Iberia. What's Up subbing out for Aleph this time around. Scrupulio also staying in there. We get started with another somewhat high AR DT speed pick. AR 10.1, 270 BPM on this one. First speed focus with some tech element, some finger control here. Early miss for Hirata. It looked like on the buzz slider there. And everybody else holding just fine here in the early stages of this
Monte's
DT3.
okay. I think Monte's actually okay. If he's hacking this first part. But you know, I'm shocked that we are not seeing Tony in for this. I mean, I know that the Spanish roster is pretty good on speed, but you would have thought that Tony might have subbed in here. Rafa had to find an early break here on the first Ki. And Taiko's gonna follow suit on what is essentially nothing! So it is two FCs to one, sorry.
Yeah, another break from Teiko as well. It is a little bit better now for Iberia, right? Hirata not quite matching the combo coming out of the FCs, about 120 combo back from that full combo themselves. And Monty, you know, a solid act, kind of in between Aleph and Escrupulio in terms of accuracy. There goes Escrupulio, though. Misses on one of the buzz sliders now. It's Aleph and Monty. Hirata also broke, but it's combo on Rafamat. It's only 90k, 100k. But with these continued breaks for both Hirata and Teiko on the side of Brazil, there's no way for a comeback unless Aleph misses at this point, and a quarter of the map left. It's going to have to come very soon. Otherwise, there's just not going to be enough time.
Oh, Monty's shakes are so bad right now. But let's see if he's able to hold on for his country. And even if he does, there's not enough time because Aleph is right there to stop him, closing out the FC. The Spanish old guard, he has been one of their best players for so long. He finds a break right at the end, but it's not gonna matter. They already had the established lead on his back. It's so unfortunate he cannot close out the FC to put the cherry on the cake. But you know, Aleph and Speed, name a better duo.
Yeah, really solid play there from Aleph. A best AC FC from Monty. In fact, the only FC in the lobby, as Aleph misses right before the end. Best AC, though, from Aleph on this one. And you know what? The qualifier results don't lie here for Iberia. They are better on speed than Brazil. Unfortunately for them, that's going to be the only true speed map they get in this pool. We have some more tapping in the No Mod 2. You have some higher BPM in the Free Mod 2, but wouldn't call either of those speed maps. So that's going to be their one here from those advantage speed maps earlier on in the qualifiers pool. And now we kind of open up to the rest of the pool, right? We've seen two DT maps both go different ways. One aim, one tapping. Makes me wonder where these teams are going to want to go next. If Brazil will maybe want to just continue into aim or in control. If Iberia will want to continue into something like the No Mod 2 or No Mod 3 afterwards. Potentially the Free Mod 2, even though that's a little bit more aim focused. There's so much left right now.
I mean, Aleph is alleging voodoo after his miss on the DT3. It gave me a little chuckle.
My bad, I dropped it. I'll see if anybody can help voodoo him into an FC on the next map. Whatever that may happen to be, it's the next pick for Brazil, and they're taking their time with this. I mean, again, solid runs on the Hard Rock 2 from qualifiers for them. They're just going to go Nomad 1, though. Interesting. Okay. I mean, number 2 overall on the Hard Rock 2 in qualifiers, and you go for Nomad 1 instead. And this is a map where both of these teams were number 3 and number 2 overall in qualifiers for Nomad 1 there. It was the Meg set of Cruel Clocks. That was just pure aim consistency at nearly a full star rating higher. And now we go to some very low star rating in comparison. Aim consistency by Apoc. I mean, this is 2 teams that are really good at Nomad 1 on a very easy Nomad 1 now. So I'm expecting a lot of really good scores from these players.
I mean, this is not your traditional Nomad 1 by any means. So I feel this tests more the realm of lower approach rate aim, sort of like the traditional hidden ones in Nose World Cup, although last year's hidden ones, a lot of people alleged that they were Nomad ones, but, you know, that's besides the point. I think you guys get the relative idea of what I'm trying to say. I think it's more of a case that they want to put Izzy and Korean Maluko in for a map. Maybe they want to give the newcomers a little rest after the 2 speed maps, or not speed maps, 2 mechanics focused maps like heavy DT, speed, high R, and whatnot.
No,
and I guess it is sort of a gamble. Like, what you're saying does apply, but this map is fundamentally different to the Nomad 1 in quals, so we could see a complete blowout, or we could see a very close affair. Only time will tell.
All right, well, waiting on a third member for both these teams. We have a complete change up here for Brazil, going from Teiko and Monty, and I believe their other rookie there, Hirata, now to 3 completely different players, Korea, Maluko, Izzy, and Schwick here in for them. Rafamat and WhatsApp staying in, or rather WhatsApp coming back in for Iberia. Rafamat staying in for them. I'm waiting on one more to come in from the Spanish side of Iberia. And it's going to be Decory.
I think Schwick uses she, her pronouns. I might be wrong.
Okay. Good to know as we get into our second pick from Brazil, third map of the match. I honestly, I haven't played the map, so I can't speak too much on it. But this really didn't look all that. This didn't really look all that awkward in Showcase. Looking through this map, so I'm interested in what you're talking about with this being more akin to the awkward aim maps, and we'll see if that is the case for these teams, or if their scores reflect that at the end of this one.
Worth mentioning that Decory's in for his first map of the match. And WhatsApp finding an early break right next to him. Thing is with nerves. This map is generating nerves on the daily. Like, if you are playing this in match, it is so much more fundamentally different than it is when you're playing it in solo. Because in solo, yeah, it's going to be super easy and chill, and oh look, I have 900k, like I'm gonna see this in match easy peasy. And then the map starts and suddenly your right hand refuses to cooperate.
Yeah, that's the Nomad 1 special, right? You everybody in every tournament lobby ever can FC the first stage as Nomad 1 in solo, as Izzy finds a break there right before the start of the first KI time. But when it comes to actually FCing one try in tournament, turns out at least 3 out of 6 cannot do it in this lobby.
Oh my god, that's a wipe! That's a
my,
full wipe on
Iberia.
Iberia, and they see it on the leaderboard. Karama, Luko, and Schwick know that they have the chance to bring this home for Brazil. Is he typing out "my bad" or maybe writing out? This is one of those awkward patterns here. AR 9.4 makes this map a very tough affair. You need to focus hard. And Rafamat to find another break. Brazil's just flying away with the lead now. Surely there's no chance that Iberia can bring this back with 2 FCs to none.
Yeah, this one's pretty much already over. 400k score lead and no big combo on the side of Iberia. 2 FCs still left up for Brazil, as well as better recovery combo for Izzy than for anyone on the side of Iberia. This one is well and truly already over. I got stun locked for a second by the AR 9.4 is low AR, or is density on this map. I'm out of touch, old man. I'm out of touch, old manning it right now. WhatsApp and Korea Maluko both finding a break. Dekori also breaking right before and after that. But it's Schwick holding on to the FC for Brazil. It's Izzy on the recovery combo, and a massive 850k score lead for Brazil as a result. No sweat on this Nomad 1. Very, very easy point for them.
Wow. They could legitimately remove Korea and Maluko and still win the pick. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, 2v3
What
no matter
an
how you
FC
slice
by
it.
Schwick.
Yeah, very well played there by Brazil. Nice FC to Schwick. Sad one miss for both Korea Maluko and Izzy as well. Multi-miss plays for everyone on the side of Iberia, unfortunately. So not a particularly close one there, as we get the instant Nomad 3 pick from Aliv. Throwing that one out even before the ref puts in the next pick line there for Iberia. So we're going to be getting into Ethken by Taralabo. Iljaz's extra diff on that Devious Panda set. It's some polyrhythm, finger control, aim control hybrid, but primarily that rhythm and finger control element for this Nomad 3.
I mean, it's worth noting that this Nomad 3 has been one of the higher scoring maps, actually, which usually doesn't happen with these control-focused maps. Now, I know that me mentioning AR 9.4 to anyone who played tournaments back in the day, back in, 2021, 2022, that's mid-range AR, that's not too low. But I guess nowadays, I've come to learn that even though, for me, that was the standard, 9.4 AR on Nomad 1s nowadays is actually uncommon.
I used to play tournaments where AR9 Nomad 1 was the standard, man. What happened? I don't know. Like, that used to be normal back in the day. Where did we go? When I was playing tournaments 10 years ago, it was like, oh yeah, Nomad 1, AR9. No problem. It's fine.
I didn't play quite 10 years ago. I started 6 years ago.
Well, this one, honestly, this one is pretty high density anyway, right? Like AR 9.2 on this map is actually kind of dense. I can get down with the density claims on this map.
I think for the good of our health, we need to ignore the match chat. I don't know what they're talking about.
Nah, they're actually kind of right though. All the white people in Florida. This is the kind of music they got on in the Tex-Mex restaurants in Ocala, Florida, actually.
I think they would bump this on the restaurant radio. Strongly doubt it.
All right. Look at it. I mean, there was nothing really like this in qualifiers, right? Like, we did not have a kind of dedicated rhythm and finger control pick in the qualifiers as far as I remember. So, kind of a comfort pick here for Iberia going into this map. Just saying, yeah, we have the better finger control rhythm, especially density players on this team.
if I had to put my own 2 cents into the conversation, I feel like they're picking this more because of the Nomad 3 performance of Brazil in qualifiers. And while the maps are not directly similar, I think the aspects that made Brazil struggle still exist on this map. Or they should exist in theory, and that's why Iberia chose it as their second pick. But only time will tell. They could definitely perform way better on this one, because the Nomad 3 in qualifiers was a very... For some people, a lot of people that I knew, that map was basically reading. And I know that that's crazy to hear. AR9 being reading, but okay. Move on to an AR 9.2 pick this time, and definitely way more rhythm dense than the qualifiers than 1-3. And Rafama is going to be the first to find a break. Oh, and actually, Karam Maluka also broke early on, but we didn't mention that.
You're
and
right,
he actually breaks again when I mentioned. Oh my god!
Yeah, not great for Brazil there, but you do still have the double FC on Takeo and Izzy. The problem is you're matching that double FC from Aleph and WhatsApp, and then of course Rafamat is on that reverse choke, broke right at the same point that Korea Maluko did at the very start of the map, but has not found that matching break later on now. So the score lead is pretty quickly climbed up to about 100k now for Iberia. No further misses coming through. And you're effectively 2 FCs to 3 here with how close that reverse choke is to the full combo for Rafamat. Takeo also finding the drop on just a slider section right at the end of that more burst-heavy finger control part. And now it's a massive, massive combo lead, and the score lead has very quickly ballooned to 250k in favor of Iberia.
It's worth mentioning that Aleph and Izzy have had some of the better accuracies we've seen on the map thus far. Let's see if they're able to close out the FCs. Izzy needs to close it out for his country in order to give them a fighting chance, really. But even then, I think he knows that it's almost futile. There is a 1% chance that his country comes out of this as winners. Hoping and praying for that 1% chance. But you know, when WhatsApp and Aleph are ahead, ooh, that's a pretty tough situation to be in. I think the 1% chance has flown away now, as does the score lead. Heading to this, probably going to be around 650k by the time the map ends, because Spain is basically closing out a triple FC. This is ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. What a 2.7 million team score on a Nomad pick is really incredible there for Spain. Average 900k on all 3 members. That is fantastic for them. And 2-2 in pretty spectacular fashion, honestly, in the last 2 picks, right? We had 800k, almost 900, I think 950k score lead there for Brazil on the Nomad 1, and now another 680k score lead for Iberia on the Nomad 3. So both of these teams firing off with some pretty dominant wins to start this match off, as we get pretty quickly into the Nomad 2 pick there for Brazil. Into the tapping, and instead of it being Iberia picking this stream stamina and flowing map, it's going to be Brazil instead. And, this is another one where I'm a little surprised it gets picked this early, just because of how close these teams were on Nomad 2 in qualifiers. But that Nomad 2 was very, very different from what we have here. It was super liminal, mapped by Lucent, CS5, 180 BPM, high spacing, flow aim, and a little bit of finger control there. This one, 200 BPM, CS4, far lower spacing, but far higher stamina requirements at that 200 BPM. Also, the highest star rating in the pool, or one of the highest star ratings in the pool, at 7.2 stars. So this is a pretty solid mechanics test for this early stage map pool.
I mean, in fairness, Brazil they have a potential to quite literally 3-way this map. Monte is a beast on any Nomad 2 of any description, from basically any star range that you're expected to see in tournaments. Maybe not the super 8.5 star, 9 star, those types of maps that you see in the super open ranked range, but still a long way to go from here, and that's not going to be seen in this tournament anytime soon, hopefully. both teams are pretty scary on this Nomad 2 skill set. But I feel like Brazil might have the upper hand due to their sheer consistency. You know, they could rely on Monty heavily on these types of picks. And Izzy and Schwick are no slogs on any stream maps that you throw on them.
Well, let's see if they're able to convert on it. Good lucks are out in chat as we get into it. Third pick for Brazil here. Looking to keep up the momentum, keep up these high team score difference wins in their favor. There was a point, I think, a while ago where I think I started going from thinking that Nomad 1 was the more RNG of the two first Nomad picks to Nomad 2 is more RNG. It feels like one small slip up on a map like this and you just find a massive chain miss. You lose so much score. Very, very early miss for Rafamat on this on the side of Iberia, but gonna find another slider break there actually. So now pretty big combo lead already for Brazil here. About 340 combo up for Brazil as a team. Yeah, it feels like in one of these higher intensity, higher spacing sections, just like that for Rafamat, you find a big chain miss, you lose a lot of accuracy. When you find a single miss on a map like this, it can make it very, very volatile, and already an 80k score lead for Brazil alongside that now 500 combo lead for the team.
Not like the Brazilian act is ridiculous. What are they cooking? I mean, if things stay this way, then you would be pressed to find any team that could beat that.
This is seed 8, by the way. These are seeds 8 and 9. This is not the top seeds of the tournament. These are just two teams who are very, very strong early stages. There goes Izzy, and there's that big chain. No, it's Bancho!
It was fake! Bancho slander! Bancho slander! Oh my goodness. Bancho slander.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's a complete fake miss for Izzy. Still on, I think that's a 2x100 play right now. 99.85 accuracy for Izzy here. Schwick on, I think that's a 4-100 play. Maybe 6-100s for Monty. It's just ridiculous how strong these players are on AC with these FCs, and we are seeing a massive score lead, nearly 250k the score lead right now for Brazil. Slight AC drops bringing the score lead down a little bit, but I mean, this combo lead is massive going into the last quarter, and this score lead is matching right now. But there's big combo on Iberia.
Oh, what, they all hit it!
Nobody
Oh
slow slidered.
What is Brazil doing?
Brazil right now is just absolutely crushing this map. You still have two FCs and a reverse choke there for Rafamat on the side of Iberia. This is not a bad team score. Finally, a big miss comes out from somebody, but it's just what's up.
Are they gonna three-way? There is no way. There is no way you do that. Okay, 2 of them fall on the last stream, but that's still ridiculous. Definitely the top score of the week. Schwick with another FC, by the way. 2 back-to-back on Nomad 1 and 2. Those aforementioned RNG picks that you mentioned. Unbelievable. What a team score by Brazil. You would feel very hard done by if you're Iberian right now.
Yeah, I mean, you have a 1 miss, a choke at the end of the map, and an FC, and you still lose that map by 400k to the near triple FC from Brazil on that, including the actual full combo there from Schwick, just under Aleph in terms of score. Getting Scorvy 1 there a little bit on Scorvy 2, but really, really solid team score from Brazil. Cannot be stated enough how ridiculous it is to three-way that. They didn't quite get the three-way, but I mean, both Monty and Izzy are 30 combo back from an FC on that pick. That is incredible. Very, very well played to them. And now, let's see if Iberia can match that level of dominance once again. JackPaX, Nomad is completely gone now. We've got a hidden, we've got 2 hard rocks, we've got 1 DT, and we've got all 3 free mods still left up. Where do you think Iberia is going from here?
Fremont 2.
Fremont 2? Okay, why?
Because Fremont 2 is the most mechanically dense of the maps left. And also, I think that on mod advantage, they probably have more comfortable players on HR. As crazy as that sounds. Because I think Izzy will be able to play free mod too. Maybe, but then they're going to have that merry-go-round of, okay, am I going to put Monday on HR? Am I going to put Izzy on Hard Rock? Am I going to put Shwick on Hard Rock? It's most likely going to be Monte, but still. Iberia is going to have that clear-cut mod selection, and Aleph on HD is probably going to FC with Rafamad and WhatsApp being able to support him heavily. I guess they do go for the free mod, but it's going to be free mod 3. Probably searching for that AR8 weakness, which was very prevalent in Brazil's lobby for the qualifiers. If you saw both runs on Hidden 2, they were some of the lower scoring teams on it.
And that said, Iberia's not that much better on Hidden 2. They got a different color on the sheet, but it's number 16 versus number 18, and Iberia also only beat Brazil's score by about 30k on that Hidden 2, so it's not a huge advantage. That said, this map is so straightforward in comparison to the Hidden 2 from qualifiers. That qualifiers Hidden 2 was much more difficult than what we have here in Dona. This is a very, very simple, straightforward reading map for your no mod and hidden players or easy players. And for your hard rock players, it's kind of an older style, linear distance snap focused CS 6.5 aim map. So
I just got word that we're not supposed to say Shwick, we're supposed to say Shulkers. What?
On Shwick's profile, English is Shwick under read this username. I am not a Portuguese speaker. I will use the English version,
Neither
but thank
am
you.
I. Oh, well, we at least know we have an alternative way to say things now. We can say Shulkers if we want, but nah, we're gonna keep Shwick for the English commentary to be consistent. That being said, what I wanted to mention on this pick, or what I wanted to mention for low AR in general, is Iberia doesn't have to use hidden. May I remind you, in free mod picks you can use easy. In this tournament, at least, as far as I remember.
Yep, you can do an easy and a hard rock if you like on the free mods. And that will count for your quote-unquote reading mod requirement. It's a rule you see from time to time in tournaments with larger team sizes and free mod pools is allowing easy as opposed to hidden, plus one hard rock on the free mods. It's been done for quite a long time. There's not too many tournaments that hard enforce it, but nope, no easies on this. We're just going to see a hidden and a hard rock. Both teams with identical layouts, hard rock, no mod, and then hidden from top to bottom, left to right.
Well, I guess we see no easies, but you know, Aleph is pretty solid on these early stage AR8s, so I guess having only him play hidden is way better than having 3 people at the same time playing HD2. Could have also realistically gone double hard rock on the side of Iberia, but okay, that's 3 people on the exact same pattern. It didn't even look that hard to me, but I guess just the nerves getting to them.
Map also is, it's deceptively hard. The pattern aim in this changes a bunch just ever so slightly, and the added density from the AR8 plus hidden in some cases, in Aleph's case with that miss, can really make it tough to deal with that pattern aim. And of course the spacing on hard rock for Korea Maluko earlier on really taking that down. But Aleph with these multiple misses now as we come into the golden arches, it's going to be bringing the score lead back over to the side of Brazil. Combo lead pretty much evened out despite the FC advantage for Iberia now with these repeated misses coming from Aleph, and another set of misses during the golden arch patterns, and Aleph now Scribbly went on both break at the same time, and Iberia collapses halfway in.
They get sent to McDonald's, everyone. Sent straight to work.
Put the fries in the bag for Brazil. It's actually over for Iberia after that 3-way break. Izzy still holding on to the Nomad FC. Shwick on the reverse choke with hidden. And rev up those fryers. Brazil is coming for you on this map. Izzy still with this FC. Schwick finding the chain miss. It just does not matter.
Unbelievable. Right after the arch patterns, Iberia completely crumbles. And Izzy is the only one to come out of this map with above 900k, maybe even the FC. And that smiley pattern is a very good omen right before closing it out.
I'm loving it.
Well, I'm sure Brazil is loving that breakpoint. Nice FC from Izzy. And 500k from Schwick as well, pretty much matching a Scrupulio. 400k from Korea Maluko, matching Aleph. It's just the difference between the top scores on each team. Of course, Izzy on that no mod. Maybe a little bit of a mod advantage there. And What's Up with that one miss on Hard Rock. Very, very sad one miss for What's Up. But that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. An unfortunate drop on the breakpoint for Iberia. Now Brazil up 4-2, and they pick into this double time to Strayer by Taishi. Matched by the Taishi Appreciation Team. Vince Cosmico hosting the set. This is effectively DT alt, right? It's 207 BPM, so a little, I think 138 before double time. And this plays like an alt and finger control map more than it does a DT stream map. It's got that much higher spacing that you expect to see in a DT alt pick.
I mean, I honestly thought Iberia might have gone for this and not Brazil, but both teams have a case for it. Exactly for the reason that you said, because it is lower BPM. It feels more like alt. Even though it clearly isn't. 207 BPM is alt by, I don't know, alt for MREC maybe.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, we call it DT alt because it's alt before DT, right? Not because it's alt after DT. There are actual DT alt maps, but this is fake DT alt. And now we get into, I think, the territory of maps that didn't really have good analogs and qualifiers that are left up in this pool now. Especially this DT2, because obviously both DTs and qualifiers much more speed focused, a little bit of a BPM difference and approach rating difference between them, but really nothing like this in the quals pool. You're just going based off of preference and scores on the sheets, really, for both of these teams. But Hirata and Teiko have been very good on the two DT picks that we've seen so far for Brazil. Korea Maluko is going to be very comfortable on something like this as well. So I don't mind this pick for Brazil. I think they have good players for a map like this.
Yeah, that is for sure. I'm curious to see how Iberia does on this. Because I feel like they do have the potential there.
All right, loading into it. Hirata, Teiko, and Korea Maluko versus Rafamat, Escripilio, and Aleph for Iberia. Iberia needing a breakpoint pretty badly here, right? It's 4-2, sure, and it's not match point yet, but if you lose this one, it's going to be match point. You would much rather take the breakpoint now and go back up to 4-4 than lose the breakpoint here and have to claw back from 5-2 through tiebreaker. So Iberia really hoping for a breakpoint on this one. Brazil, if they win here, are poised to take this match pretty convincingly. Yeah, they'd only have one pick afterwards, but you get two chances to breakpoint your opponent for an early win as well. So see if they're able to do. Oh my god, five-way!
Oh
what was that slider? What was that slider, man? Okay, Rafamat, pop off. Time to win. Time to win for your team.
Literally just Rafamat who made it out alive! No, stop. It was bad, Joe! We got lied to again! Oh my goodness gracious!
And it's Rafamat's still going. This is, by the way, we're not even hardly a quarter of the way through the map right now. So there is still a ton of time. As Kripalio also finding the miss. Their entire bottom row gone now, except Taiko's was Bancho. Koreans was Bancho. Harada goes. Was it Bancho, though? I don't know. We'll see. I think it was a real miss there. But as Kripalio and Aleph both finding those misses means big combo advantage for that bottom row on the side of Brazil. About 375 each here for Taiko and Korea Maluko. And yes, Rafamat has a big combo lead, but is it enough to actually pull this back? I think with that miss from Taiko, it should start going back to the side of Iberia. The accuracy for this big combo on Korea Maluko is really helping keep Brazil even in this map, though, as Rafamat is doing all he can to pull this back to the side of Iberia. Halfway in, one full combo to 0, but 1-1 in terms of the big combos for each team into the next slider section.
That pattern was so difficult. The pressure on Rafamat is insurmountable. Unless Korean Maluko misses, he's going to be constantly in the pressure cooker. And Escrew missing is not going to help that.
It's now all on Rafamat, really. Aleph has this supporting combo, and Hirata does match the miss from Escrupalio. That really helps a lot. That is huge for Iberia to keep this score lead on their side. But Aleph is still holding this big combo, is still matching Taiko. Korean is still holding this massive recovery, but Rafamat, there goes Korean. Is it a real miss? That's an extra miss afterwards. That's got to be real. But Rafamat misses immediately afterwards. It's all down to the supporting combos now. Aleph and Escrupalio matching Taiko and Hirata as more misses come through for both Rafamat and Korea Maluko. There goes Hirata, though. Is that a real miss? There goes Taiko. Is it real as well? Another slider break. That should be it.
Game, set, and match, boys. We have something on our hands here. 4-3. This could be yet another tiebreaker the way things are going.
It's a massive win for Iberia, being able to take that break point right back from Brazil after losing on their own pick of that free mod 3, taking the DT2 right back by just 240,000 points. Massive, massive score there from Rafamat and from Aleph as well. Honestly, 640k from Aleph, nearly matching Korea Maluko actually with that score there. And those two in particular are pulling out the stops to keep Iberia in this match and claw back that breakpoint. Set themselves up for an even match here if they can convert their own next pick.
Well, I mean, we basically already talked about TB, so we might have jinxed it. But either way, we have to mention that we've seen quite a few TBs in round of 16, which is not very common for this tournament. I mean, you do see one or two. I think we've already seen Indonesia and Chile play out a tiebreaker, along with France, South Korea, and Romania, Australia. We've already had 3 TBs, so this is possibly the closest the first round has ever been in the 3-digit World Cup, and maybe this match is going to be the one to add a 4th to it. But to be honest, if you're the USA, you're terrified, right? Because you're seeing these team scores, you're seed 1, and still your opponent is this freakish. Like, what must be going through your head?
I think it does depend a lot on how difficult next round's pool is for the USA. Honestly, if I'm the USA, I'm not that chuffed about this matchup because I know the next pool is going to get harder. Their scores probably will go down a little bit, right? And I'm assuming that I'm still going to be able to come out on top, no problem, in the quarterfinals. But if I'm seed 16, if I'm Austria-Hungary, I'm shaking in my boots, man. Because no matter who drops down to loser's bracket, I'm like, you're cooked. That's such a hard matchup.
Just saying, I actually commentated the USA-Austria-Hungary matchup, and Austria-Hungary was giving them a run for their money. That 6-0 scoreline was so misleading. They could have easily been even 4-0 up at some point in the match, but they were just getting majorly unlucky. And it happened 6 times in a row, which caused them to just get swept.
So, you know, they say luck is a skill. Maybe if it happens 6 times in a row. Maybe if it happens 6 times in a row, it might not be luck anymore. Anyway.
This match. The HR2 pick from Brazil, I mean, it was basically expected. It was either going to be now or never. Or, well, not never. They could have ended the match with some other pick, maybe, if they had won the previous one. But they definitely had this on their minds for the whole match. And they kept it for these kinds of situations where they want to get a good, sizable match point. And I guess you can't fault them for that. But, you know, it's much closer to being difficult as a map. So, you know, it's probably one of the harder maps in the pool in general. And I think that Brazil is trying to capitalize on that more than they're trying to capitalize on the actual fact that it's just precision.
All right, let's see if it works out for them. And this is again the Iberia pick here. So
It was Iberia.
This is Iberia picking this. Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing?
So you're picking the precision hard rock into Korea Maluko and Izzy and Schwick here.
I did not pay attention. I thought this was Brazil's pick.
No, it's the CS7 low BPM hard rock stream and finger control precision map here. Yeah. So Iberia really confident going into this map. You know, you pick it after taking that breakpoint, looking to go back to even, right? This is them saying this is one of our strongest maps left in the pool. Let's see if it is. Early miss for Escrupulio within the first quarter of the map. Now into these linear jumps, Townie and What's Up both missing, and it is a three-way full combo still intact for Brazil. And yo, like, why do you pick this though?
I'm honestly baffled. I mean, I really thought this was going to be missing.
I mean, there goes Korea and there goes Schwick. There is a chance for a comeback here, but there's not that much combo on Iberia. I mean, you have, you know, WhatsApp 50 combo up on Izzy. You have Townie and Escrupulio just 100 or 150 combo up on Schwick and Korea Maluko. Like, there's not much combo lead here for Iberia. It is going to come back slowly, but I don't know if there's enough time. You need more misses to come from this Brazilian team, I think, even with those coming out from Schwick and Korea Maluko there.
What is Tony doing? What is Tony doing? That's not what you want to see if you're Iberian.
What you do want to see, though, is Izzy finding a miss on the jumps. That's the biggest combo on Brazil down now, and WhatsApp holding on to this big 400 combo for Iberia, and this is actually coming back. The first half of this match looked atrocious for Iberia, but the second half has just been miss after miss for Brazil. All three members missing in succession, and WhatsApp and Escrupulio are just holding through to the end of this map when it matters most. It's 10K, it's coming back. There's just barely any time. And there it is. Now 20K in favor of Iberia. Escrupulio chain miss. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, it turns over. It actually turns over at the very end. What's up, holds? But the chain misses from the rest of Iberia are too much, and they lose it at the very last second. Clutching defeat from the jaws of victory, Iberia. At the last moment, they give it away.
That last pattern, that chain miss ended it all for Iberia. Oh my goodness gracious me.
Oh no. And that is just so sad. It is Brazil holding just a little bit at the very end of that map to clutch victory despite finding tons of misses through the second half. They just barely hold on to enough combo to win. And the reverse for Iberia. They just barely chain miss enough to give it away at the end of the map, despite that huge hold from WhatsApp at the end of the match, or at the end of the map, excuse me. Oh, man.
We were just straight up screaming on top of each other. We didn't care. Everything was going down there on the end of that pick. That was unbelievable, honestly. If you're Brazil, I mean, they just took away your comfort pick. What do you do? It's actually a plan. I can only see them going hit and one here, but even then, I don't see that as a great pick for them. So it might even be like Fremont one or something. They honestly are cornered. They're cornered. They don't have a pick. Maybe that's what Iberia was going for. They went for that gamble early on with the HR2, and even if it baffled us, it looks like they removed the pick from Brazil, essentially. So if they had won that, it would have been even worse.
I choose Hard Rock 1. Not Fremont 2. Okay. Which, honestly, I'm kind of surprised at this as well. It's not a speed map, so that's one thing. But it is kind of like aim-focused comfort mod, or comfortably moddable, I should say. High BPM mixed mechanics pick. There's a little bit of speed, a little bit of finger control, a lot of aim in this map, and it is super comfortable to mod for anyone because it is CS 3.5, AR 9.5. So on Hard Rock, you'll be just fine.
HD.
On Hidden, I mean, it can be a little bit dense at AR 9.5 and 230 BPM for some players, but I think for your Hidden speed players, this is going to be very comfortable.
If you're Iberia, you're really kicking yourself though, because that HR2 pick, if they had gotten it, it would have been brilliant. Because they essentially stole away a pick from Brazil, right? Because they would have gone for it. But I did mention earlier on this map, I thought Aleph would be the hidden on this, no? And I said that maybe he'd have seen, but it looks like he's not even on the roster, so I could have been completely wrong here. However, for Brazil, it will be Monte, Korean Maluko, and Schwick, it looks like.
All right, we're just waiting on the lock-ins and good locks for both of these teams to come out. Monty coming back in for the first time in a while. I don't think we've seen Monty since map number 2.
He's locked.
Yeah.
He's locked on this map for sure. He's locked. I think he will be the one taking Hard Rock, to be honest. Not even Korean Maluko.
Nope.
I could be wrong, though.
It is going to be Korean for Brazil on the Hard Rock. Schwick on the Hidden. And once again, identical layouts for both of these teams. What's Up on the Nomad, Rafamat on the Hidden for Iberia, and Decory on the Hard Rock. All right, both of these next 2 maps do or die for Iberia. Your winner's bracket run is on the line. And I know with the United States waiting in the wings, it doesn't feel that important, but the difference between coming from loser's bracket and coming from winner's bracket into losers round 2 is very big for your chances at securing a top 8 finish rather than a top 12 finish in 3WC. So actually quite important. Early misses for both Schwick and Decory. Everybody else still on the full combos. Korean! This is in the triple spam section, though. And now big combo lead back to Iberia.
Well, I mean, I thought Aleph was going to play this, but I guess maybe the aim aspect of the map, or these sort of mixed, I don't want to call them gimmick sections, but you know, density sections, they catch out Rafamat on the aim. However, still Decory wants him to help him, but no longer. Decory will fall as well and wants up as well. It's only Monte with the FC now on the Nomad. He also falls. Just Korean Maluko with HR. But this is looking grim if you're Iberian.
You just gotta pray. You just gotta pray for the miss after the break here. You gotta pray for Korean Maluko to find another similar silly miss during that triple section. And just break here into the ending. Last quarter of the map starting up now, and with breaks for Rafamat and Decory coming through, and none to match on the Brazilian side, it seems Iberia is not going to be able to clutch up the breakpoint on this map. They were not able to clutch up on that Hard Rock 2 previously, and a delayed break from Monty is good for Iberia, but it's not going to be nearly enough. A sliver of map remaining and a 200,000 score lead for Brazil. This recovery from Korean Maluko, too much to bear, and from Schwick as well, too much to bear for Iberia. They are knocked down to the loser's bracket here in the round of 16 by Brazil. Seed number 8 coming out on top in this matchup and moving on to the winners quarterfinals versus the United States.
You know, Korean was there to clutch it up. Unfortunately, the free mods here for Iberia gonna be their Achilles heel. They lost both of the 3 mods that were played. But it's worth mentioning that HR2 made us absolutely scream in terror. We could not believe what we were seeing. And had they won that pick, maybe things could have been a little different. But unfortunately for them, they live in a world where they lose out 6-3 and are going to be facing Austria-Hungary.
Yeah, it's well played from Iberia. I mean, they put up some very, very good team scores in this match. They lost that Hard Rock 2 by 18,000 points. Had one of their other 2 players held just a little bit in that ending section, we would be having a completely different conversation right now. It would be, okay, from here, what does Iberia pick to force the tiebreaker, right? It was 18,000 points away from being 5-4 instead of 6-3, but that's just how it rolls sometimes, and unfortunately Iberia not going to be able to get to that tiebreaker, not going to be able to win on their previous pick. And as you said, move down to face Austria-Hungary. That means that Brazil moves on to face the United States in the winners quarterfinals. So good luck to both of those teams in the next round of play. That is going to do it for us. So thank you very much to Discord for reffing. Thank you to JackPaX for coming in to cast alongside me on short notice here. Thank you to you all for watching. We're going to take a very short break and come back soon with the showcase in approximately 30 minutes from now. So go ahead and find something, find a snack, find a drink, hang out for a few minutes, and come on back in a half hour for that quarterfinals map pool showcase.
But you know, these round of 16 matches were unbelievable, so I'm very excited to see what quarters entail, because we had, as I mentioned earlier, 3 TVs and not too many matches that were complete blowouts. I mean, even the ones that look like blowouts, I mean, say Austria-Hungary against the USA, were all very close affairs. Philippines against Canada, I mean, Philippines did give Canada a few scares. And this is definitely living up to the title of most competitive 3-digit World Cup we've seen. So let's see what the future holds.
Let's see it.
That's it from me and Dio.
Yep. Thank you all once again, and we'll see you back here in 30 minutes.